Here we go. Well, ready. So, Pete Dog, like the thing said, potato soup. We are going to enjoy a nice comfort food for me. You know, something that I've always liked. Which unfortunately you don't get a lot of, or like most of the time, when you do get some of it out here on the road, it's usually crap. Now, we're going to let's see who we got. All right, Pete Dog, Mr. Josh Warnke, Mr. Welkster, how you doing? Huawei KH, trucking along with Kersey, how you doing, ma'am? It's good to have a fellow trucker like Mr. Welkster in here, always. Well, Kersey, you know, it's yeah, it is a little bit more work, but at the same time, it's a lot more rewarding. So, I even though I have to do the cleaning and I have to do the cooking, and do the planning and the shopping, it's still the benefits outweigh the downside. I mean, yeah, the cleaning up afterwards never a great thing. Miss Linda Barker, thank you for coming in, and Cruiser Chris, World Network, how you doing, sir? Always a pleasure to have you all in here. So, like I said, we are making a bit of potato soup. So, a little over a week ago, probably a little bit more than that, but a little more than a week ago, we were in Ohio, and we stopped by right off of I-75. We stopped by a restaurant called Der Dutchman. And we picked up a little bit of this Wind and Willow baked potato soup mix. Now, this is not the normal, not the brand that I particularly like, and I will buy again and again, which is called Bear Creek, which you can get at the Walmart. You can get it a lot of places. Bear Creek. They make a good potato soup. So, but I saw this on the shelf and just had to pick it up. Oh, Kersey, I did not know you went into surgery. Hopefully, you are recovering and recovering well. Mr. Brad Parks, how you doing, sir? And B Blood, clean the garage. Leave that place a mess. It wasn't hurting you none. Now you got to clean it. Der Dutchman, I was thoroughly impressed. I passed it for years. My friend Mr. Welkser had always gone there, always stopped there, stayed there overnight. They have truck parking there. And I was pretty impressed. I didn't get the chance to go in and eat. I mean, I had some apple pie. I picked up some peach jam, which I got in the refrigerator. And like I said, I picked up the baked potato soup, which you know, dehydrated, comes in the old packet there. Yep. So we're going to be using our Instant Pot right here. So we're going to be using that to do most of our cooking. But unlike the other, I'm still at the same truck stop. I'm still here in Ottawa Lake, Michigan. I made my delivery on Saturday morning. I'll be here till Monday morning whenever they find me a load out of the area. So unlike the other, cooking, episodes I've done, I've already done some stuff. I pre-cut some stuff. So we got them all here in our little thing. So I got a little bit of chicken, which we're going to fry that, and we're going to get the nice golden color on it. We got some bacon, which is going to be our primary fat, a little bit of flavor. It's going to be cooking the chicken, but it's also going to be a topping afterwards. So we're going to take a little bit and put that on afterwards, along with a little bit of cheese. I got a little bit of cheddar cheese. I could not get any decent bread to make some croutons, so unfortunately, no fresh made croutons this time. I will endeavor the next time I do a soup or a stew where croutons will be a welcome part of it. I'll make sure I have a good, dry, hearty, real chewy, tough kind of bread, because that's what I like a ciabatta or a sourdough. So we got some diced onion here, and we got some sliced green onion. And of course, we got some extra diced up potatoes, which we're going to fry those a little bit. We're going to just kind of soften them up. I could probably just put them in the soup directly, but we're gonna cook those up a little bit first. Then we're going to add our soup mix and water and all the other ingredients. And like I said, we build those flavors up. Yeah, you love your International. Outstanding. Well, see, that's the thing. Everybody has their preferred preference. I mean, the outside of the truck, I like the Peterbilt. I like the Kenworth W900. I like that more on the outside. The inside, in the driver's seat, I would say I probably like the Peterbilt a little bit more. A little bit more, not by much, but a little bit more. And in the living room back here, the sleeper, I definitely prefer the Kenworth T680. That truck had the best amount of space for any of the trucks I've driven. So we're going to get started here. So let's turn our camera around here. There we go. So we got our hot plate here. Going to get that going here. So first we're going to start with a bit of bacon. We're going to fry that up, get that, sort of crisped up. Part of it is going to be for afterwards. The other part is going to be, in the mix where we're going to put our chicken in. So we're going to do it in cook it part of the way, take it out, do our chicken, get that all crisped up, put the chicken aside with the bacon. The white onion here is going into the soup to get all softened up and caramelized, whatnot, to release its flavor. The green onion we're going to save for the topping. And the potato here, we're going to cook that just a little bit in the pan. Then that's going in the soup as well to finish cooking. All right. Move things around here a little bit. Like I said, I went ahead and I just got things pre-done because A, I'm hungry. B, how many times can you watch me doing the same choppy chop chop, Well, let's see. I only use this as a sort of a guide for this. Okay, so directions. Combine contents with 6 cups of water. So this entire bag. Bring to a boil, reduce heat and simmer 20 to 25 minutes. Stir occasionally and serve. garnished with cheddar cheese and bacon. We can agree with that. Serve in a hollowed out round loaf of bread. It's got to be a hearty bread with a good crust on it. Like I said, I'm adding chicken. I also like adding, corn. A little bit of corn with it. Roast the corn in the pan a little bit of black pepper, maybe a touch of cayenne, in some olive oil and butter. It works out pretty good. So let's see. Of course, the ingredients are always the actual ingredients of the mix. Dehydrated potatoes, wheat flour. Let me scrape off the corn oil syrup, solids, binders, and cheddar cheese, phosphates, soy, whey, salt, lactic acid, modified cornstarch, bacon cured with water, salt, sugar, sodium phosphates, sodium erythrobate, sodium nitrate, smoke flavor, salt, barley, malt flour, dextrose, sugar, more stuff than it actually really needs, So you can see the pan here. That's hot. Pan is hot. There's a little bit of olive oil in there already. So we're going to throw the bacon in. This is basically 3 slices of bacon. Just chopped up and into nice bite-sized pieces. So we're going to deal with that. How'd it go? Because we want to reserve these things. Let me turn my AC down just a little bit for the temperature. Well, see, that's the thing. Whenever they give me a package of something, I know I tell my friend Mr. Welcher this all the time, or I have. When I get a new something from a restaurant, a new sandwich, a new whatchamacallit, I remove all the condiments from it. I see what the base part of the sandwich is first before I let the condiments come in. And that's how I try things. And then, with a thing like potato soup, I already have a pretty fair idea of what it's going to taste like. So in this case, I may not have used this particular brand, but I know the flavor profiles that are in it. So I'm not going to be surprised by it. So. Okay, we're gonna render out some of this fat out of the bacon. We're gonna crisp the bacon up a little bit. Like I said, some of it is going to be immediately used with the chicken. Put chicken in there, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and that'll be our. We're going to get some color and a little bit of toughness. I like a little bit of toughness in my chicken, in certain cases, and we're going to get a little bit of color on that to really give a little more visual interest to the soup when it's done. Hopefully, depending on how creamy the soup actually is. We'll see. Like I said, I haven't used this brand before, so we will find out. So we're starting to get a little bit of that crispness, get a little bit of color in that bacon there. So, and we're getting a good pool of liquid fat. So I am happy with that. Leftovers, we ain't gonna have that many leftovers. This will be 6 cups. I'll get about 3 good-sized bowls out of it. King and Queen Stacking, how are you? Thank you for coming on in. Get the, ouch, a little bit of bacon splatter there. That's okay. That is perfectly okay. That's why we got this. One little errant thing of fat ain't gonna kill nobody. So we're gonna, I said, I am not one of those people that's afraid of fat. Fat is a good thing. That's pure energy. I'm more worried about the potatoes having that starch than carbohydrates. But we ain't going to really worry about that. It ain't going to hurt us that much to have a little bit. Let me put that out the way. Well, you can't go wrong, King Queen Stacking, starting off with bacon. Name me one thing that isn't better because of bacon. Name one thing that's worse because of bacon. Bacon cotton candy, outstanding. Bacon on a dill pickle, outstanding. Bacon on a flu shot, outstanding. Bacon when the aliens take you up and give you the rectal probe. I can get over the rectal probe, give me some bacon. I'm not saying, anything like that, but, any situation in life will be better with bacon. You have a terminal stage 4, pancreatic cancer, have some bacon. Makes everybody smile. All right, so we're going to let that do its thing. I'm trying to find out. Oh, here it is. Now, we could use a little bit of the pearl onion if we wanted a more hearty type of soup, more like a chowder. We could add more chunky potatoes, nice big bite-sized potatoes, about yay big, 1-inch size, bites. Bigger chunks and more of the chicken. Add some corn, maybe some lima beans or peas to it. Probably lima beans or fava beans. A butter bean would go good. Then you add some pearl onions on that. Make it more like a chowder. That's a good way to go with it. But we're going to keep it a little bit lighter than that. Hey, Full-Time Dream. Heard bacon? And you can't go wrong with that. It's like that dog in that commercial many years ago. Bacon, bacon, bacon. I smell bacon. What's in that bag? I can't read. It's bacon. I got no problem with bacon. Yeah, you slap bacon on any kind of cheeseburger, it's 10 times better. So, the Sistine Chapel, the Mona Lisa of food, right there. That's the problem with parts of the world. They don't enjoy bacon. You never find a mass shooting where somebody's eating bacon. If you have bacon within a 400-meter radius or 400-yard radius of any bacon, is anywhere near there, it's like a pool of calm serenity that spreads out from the bacon. All right, so slowly getting that. I wish I had a little bit more power in this here, in this hot plate here, but we'll do what we can. Kane Henson, welcome back. And a big old howdy to you too. So, those of you who were here last night, what did you think about what we did with the audience participation voting on the ingredients? Did you guys like that? I had a good time, and I think I need to have a little bit more audience participation with that. But did you guys enjoy that? All right, let's see here. Sorry, just working, doing some administrative stuff here while I'm waiting. Yeah. Good, because I might try to do that every other weekend. I would try. I'm going to try to post a list of the ingredients that I have. And the main ingredient, I have some ground beef up here. Maybe next week I have ground beef up here. How are we going to incorporate that with the other ingredients that I'm able to pick up, like on a Friday afternoon or Saturday morning, so that I can go from there and post a video or a little bit of a thing on Facebook. All right, we are almost done with that. We're going to set this. We'll set that right up there, where it's not going to leak on everything. All right, we need a bowl. Here we go. So we're gonna leave the fat in the pan here. We're gonna scoop out a little bit of this, hopefully. Not exactly the best tool. Leave a little bit of that bacon in there. Leave about a quarter of that bacon in there. So all that bacon fat, here we go. Yes, I have 2 pounds of ground beef, 73.27, lean to fat. So here's our chopped up chicken thigh. So that with the skin. Get that in there. Try to separate that so it fries in that old chicken, in that bacon fat there. And that's going to go into our soup. And we're not going to put it in immediately because we want this, to be primarily in our bowl that we're eating at the moment. So it's not going to go in and go through the everything, through the entire soup. So but we're going to fry this up here a little bit. Clean our bowl here. Disinfecting wipes do an amazing job for that. Dry that off. And we got another clean bowl. All right, let's get that out the way. So we're going to take just a pinch of salt. Because believe it or not, this bacon is not terribly salty, which is not a bad thing. It helps to be a little more, it helps to control what we're doing a little bit better. All right, what was I looking at? Oh, I need some pepper here. A little bit of black pepper. And man, does that pepper smell good in that bacon. Man alive. All right, let's move that out of the way there. that out the way. Let's see. Let me see. I got a something a little bit better to stir with in here. There we go. Got a pair of chopsticks, which will be just perfect to do this with. Bamboo skewer decided to want to escape. That's all right. You'll become a toothpick. All right, so yeah, let's see here. There we go. We'll just stir this up a little bit. Like I said, we're not going to get the best color. It's not going to caramelize like it would be on a nice hot stove. Just for the simple fact that this this hot plate doesn't have the power. I am looking into inquiring about getting a bigger inverter for the truck. So I made, if I can move it up to 3,000 watts instead of the 1,500 that it currently is, I could put a better hot plate in. I can get like 1,800, 2,000 watts out of it. Billy's Big Top. And I'm going to be making some people here we're going to go ahead and make everybody a moderator. So if you want to add your links to your channels, please feel free. Uh-oh. My battery died. That just sucks. Okay, let me I knew I should have charged it, but didn't. All right, well, let me see here. My battery died on my light here. I forgot to charge it from the last time, so let me see if I can't put a little more light in here some other way. A little more light that way. There we go. A little more light from over here. All right, so sorry about that. Yeah, we're gonna try to jazz it up, make it a little bit more exciting than potato soup normally is. We're not going super fancy, but anytime you can add bacon to anything, it will be. So we got, like I said, we got a bit of chicken, black pepper, bacon right here. We got some bacon sage for the I don't have a charger to plug it in directly. Crap. All right, well. Oh, well, that's the way it is. Yeah, well, so the quality is going to be a little bit less. So when Dum Dum here remembers to charge the battery on here, we'll have the light back again. I'm going to have to see if I can get a secondary battery, and that'll really solve the problem. So if it does go down, switch it out immediately. All right. So the chicken is looking good. We're just a little bit too yellow in the light here. So we're going to use our iPhone selfie stick here, and we're going to MacGyver a little bit more light in here from the windows. See if that helps. There we go. That's better. That's a little bit better. So, selfie stick, iPhone attachment on the end, came to the rescue. That's right. Dum Dum cooks food. Yeah. Maybe I should change the title of the channel of that. Dum Dum cooks food. That might be a catchy thing. All right, I think that is good enough. And we're gonna treat ourselves to a little bit of bacon here. All right, so we got a bunch of people. Sorry, I'm still going through and making people moderators here, so bear with me, please. There we go. All right, so we're going to consider our chicken to be done. All right, so now we do not want to get rid of the fat because we still got to do our potatoes here. So we're going to move the potatoes up here out the way. There. So we're going to move this side. I'm going to turn the pan off real quick. There we go. And please, when you're doing stupid stuff like this, be careful with how you move. So we got our Instant Pot. Take the lid off. We do not need the lid for this. We're not going to be pressure cooking. We're just going to be using this as our main cooking vessel. Let's get the shit. Sorry about that. Spilled the potatoes here a little bit. But we'll be okay. We'll be okay. So things got moved that I didn't think were going to move. So my telling you to be careful was kind of stupid because I didn't do that. So we're going to unplug the that. Plug our extension cord in because we kind of need that with this. So plug that in right there. There we go. There we go. Put that down there. All right, so keep that from vibrating. So we're going to take the chicken only out. And we're going to dump this bacon fat and a little bit of chicken fat and black pepper. That's all kind of mingled together here. We're going to put that into the Instant Pot here. So let's see here. We want to put this on to saute. There we go. Let's try to get that thing warmed up. Come on. You know what? A little too tired for that. We're just going to use some good old-fashioned tongs. There we go. Okay. Set that off to the side. Put our, scrape that as dry as we can scrape it. Get that into the pan here. Let that cool down just a little bit. Our chicken now we can set off to the side. And we got our bacon for the ending set to the side. There we go. There we go. So we got that reserved. Now we're going to take our potatoes, already pre-cut and set, a little bit of water so they don't discolor, so they still look pretty good. We'll set that off to the side. Hopefully I don't spill that again. Yeah, let's see here. If I could, I would Cruiser Chris, but I'm a company employee, so this is what the company specs out for their trucks. If I had the money and could afford my own truck, I would definitely get a bigger sleeper, and I would customize it to what I want. But since I ain't a an owner operator, I don't own the truck. There's only so much I can do. All right, so we put the potatoes in a kitchen towel, and we're drying those off. Drying your vegetables, especially things like that are really wet when you cut them, drying them off with a towel makes them cook about better. You'll get better color, you'll get better texture, they'll cook more evenly, your pan won't reduce in heat, all that jazz. So it definitely is, it's one of those little tricks that learning from a professional really does help. All right, so got those fairly dry. Let's see what we got here. Not that important. All right, so that fat is bubbling up a little bit, so we're good. So we're gonna put our onions, our white onions, in here first. Now, there will be a little bit left over, tiny amount, but for the most part, there we go. And then all the green onions here, we're going to leave those for, on top at the very end. So we're just going to set that up here with the chicken and the topping bacon. Throw that out the way. And we're going to sweat these We're going to sweat these onions down so they get, nice and translucent. Give up their water. And we're going to raise that temperature just a little bit. We're going to put that pan on top to act as a sort of a little bit of a lid. That's going to help to raise the pressure a little bit, increase the temperature, make it cook a little bit faster. And also, not just the green onion and the bacon, we're going to put a little bit of cheddar cheese on top as well. Now, I wanted, if I could have found a decent roll, or some kind of like ciabatta roll or a sourdough, or some other hard roll, I would have made my own croutons. We'll do that next time. Like I said, next time I do a soup. So Cruiser Chris, there's a few channels out there that are pretty decent. If you go to my YouTube page, and you look under channels, you'll see all the other channels that I subscribe to. I leave that open so people can see, because when I decided to become a truck driver, and I was looking on YouTube for truck driver channels, they would have all that stuff private. You know, this is your trucking channel. Why not link other trucking channels? You know, just have that available to see. So I leave it open so everybody can see it. That way, if you see my channel, what I do, you can go look at somebody else's channel and see if what the information they have or how they do things might be a better channel to you. So, you know, I leave that stuff open. You know, I don't make that private, because my private channel I leave private. You know, that's the other stuff that has no interest outside of trucking. I don't do any videos for that channel. Like I said, it's a private channel. I watch my interest content outside of trucking on that. I have a channel just for food. I don't do any cooking on it yet. I have a channel just for RVs, for music, for cars. I have a channel just for sailing. And, you know, all those other channels I leave open. My one private channel is the only thing I hide all the other subscriptions I have on. All right, so let's see if we can get a look at this here. So our onions are getting nice and soft and sweated out. You can see a little bit of bubbling in there, hopefully. That's almost cool enough to sit on the floor. It's hot still. You wouldn't put your hand on here like this for a long time, but it still needs a moment to cool down. So we'll leave that in the way, as it were, for the moment. So like I said, our Instant Pot is just on saute. We're not worried about getting pressure. We're just worried about using it like a regular pot. All right, so we are almost done with that. So now we're going to take our potatoes, going to dump those in. Get a cleaning towel here, disinfecting wipe. Get this bowl nice and clean and put away, because that's a big thing living in a truck. You got no room for everything, and if you leave it dirty just a tiny bit, it will get out of hand. So we use the outside of the towel for this one, because that potato water is on the inside. All right. Put that over there. We'll leave that in the way. Put that away like it belongs. There we go. Mr. T.J. Jones, a triple-decker club sandwich. And where did you probably get? You didn't get that from the hotel, you know, late night, room service, did you? You went out and got that. Steady 10 in the top chat. Like I said, yesterday, I actually had up to 16 people yesterday, which was amazing. All right. So we got our potatoes in here with the onion and the bacon. A little bit of black pepper. Like I said, that we put on the chicken. And there's a tiny amount of chicken fat in there as well. But it's mostly about the bacon. All right, so now we're going to take a small glug of olive oil. Just put a little bit more fat in the pan. And that's nice that you say sandwich. Sandwich and a sandwich are two different things. It's like a child's chalk picture on the sidewalk versus the Mona Lisa. Sandwich, sandwich. You got to make sure you distinguish that. I'm just going to move that around a little bit. There we go. All right, let's see here. 6 cups of water. Let's see, we got a measuring cup here. The last bit of water out of this one. And all the truck drivers know what that means. So we got another, well, I actually picked up another 2 gallons of water. I do not buy the little plastic, single serve little bottles. I always buy the gallons size bottles. Just so much easier, spilling. All right, so we're going to start off with the two cups right there. All right. Our mix. Set that out the way. Use a pair of scissors. Don't do what I do. There we go. So we're gonna add 2 cups of the water. The potatoes are already almost halfway cooked through. There we go. We're gonna pour our mix in on top of the water because we don't want this to have big globs that's not properly mixed up. A little mini whisk. Trying to incorporate that as much as possible. Now it's going to be kind of thick, but that's okay as long as we don't get any big globs of powder. Most of the potato soup mixes, you won't really have that problem, but I always just take that extra precaution just to be on the safe side. There we go. Throw that out the way. And we're going to continue to and there's four cups there. And that's 6 cups of water for this packet. There we go. So that's a 2 cup right at this line right here. So 6 cups, 3 of these. Throw that out the way so we can just have room to maneuver. And we'll just use these chopsticks to stir. And now we're going to bring this to a boil. Now this is right on the edge of where this appliance really likes to be. Now, if I filled up past this with the pressure lid on, it would hurt the machine and cause problems. But we're just going to throw that pan on top as the Well, I do have a couple of mounts. So I do have a magnetic mount here, so it's just a question of me not being lazy and putting them out there. But I do have that. So it is on my list of ones to do. Buffalo omelet made with cream cheese, blue cheese, and hot sauce. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, 50 diners called Peggy's Turkey and Bacon Ham Mater. Add some red onion and some pickles. I could go for that. I could go for that. That don't sound too bad. It's a shame you had to get to it because you had to stop for some repairs. But there you go. So this has got to boil. We got about 20 minutes or so. Once we get this up to temperature, so we got a little bit of time with that. But like I said, this is the particular brand that we picked up there at the Der Dutchman in Ohio, right off of I-75. Not a bad place. Like I said, I had a slice of apple pie from there, and it was pretty dang good. Pretty dang good. They were friendly. They were courteous. It's a nice, quaint Amish style, place. They have a pretty good buffet, from what my friend Mr. Welkster says. So if you're ever on I-75, going up towards what do they call it? Going toward Burbank. When you're going north, before you make that split, going off to the east, through Akron, your Dutchman is right there. It's right on the right-hand side as you're going north. A couple of miles, about a stop or two before before you get to the Loves there in Burbank, which is not too. Like I said, I like that Loves at Burbank. It's a nice, good place to stop, but that's just me. So, Full-Time Dream, you have a good evening. I do appreciate it. I-71? Oh, yeah. I came up I-75 this last trip north. The trip previously coming north here in Ohio, I was on I-71. Thank you for that correction. Loaded potatoes for breakfast. Sounds too many jalapenos. Yeah. Yes, Belleville exit. Yes, Highway 71. That's the fool right there who, right here, this knucklehead here. He's the one who made me go to it and ruin my diet. Well, he's partially to blame for this meal here, because if I didn't go in there, I would not have picked up any potato soup mix, and we would not be doing this right now. So, Mr. Welkster, it's all your fault. But other than that, I got no complaints. So, we have a little bit of cheddar cheese up in here. We're gonna keep that cold as long as possible. We're gonna try to cut that nice little fine, cuts as good as we can. Because I don't have any pre-shredded cheese. Well, it's only going to give me half an hour, so there you go. All right, let me do this here. Sterilize, steam, porridge, rice, pressure cook, saute, soup and broth. I think we're making that. Pressure level. I don't need pressure level. Yeah, we'll just leave it on saute. As much as I use this thing, I still need I still need to learn how to use it. Yeah, you're right. You are too ugly for that. There we go. Where's your apple pie? I don't know. I didn't have it last. All right, so other than simply waiting around for this to cook all the way through, which we got a little bit of action going on there. We'll just set that there. So we're just going to stir this on a give that a nice little stir. We'll actually put the real lid back on, because that'll be like a little bit easier. We are not going to. We're going to take off the. We're going to take off the pressure lid here. The pressure valve, steam release here. We're going to take that off. So we're going to let that do its thing here. So hopefully that'll speed it up. You know, I don't want any additional pressure on this. We just want to, you know, the normal pressure, just, you know, having it do its thing. All right, so like I said, we could add, like I said, we want to make this more of a chowder, larger piece of potato, corn, maybe some kind of big broad bean, maybe some pearl onions. We could do that, but we're not going to do that this time. So one of the few tools that, you know, besides, you know, a lot of truck drivers, you know, will have a pressure cooker, a slow cooker. This does my rice. It does soups. I make ribs in this. I can make a lasagna in here. I can bake a cake in here if I wanted to. So, you know, it has lots of uses. One of the best tools for a house, much less, you know, a truck. Well, Diana, always happy to show you how I do my version. Yeah, there we go. We still got 20 minutes approximately before this is going to be done. We're going to add a little bit of cheese. We're going to put a little bit of chicken in there and a little bit more bacon on top, a little bit of green onion. So here's my, let me get my, so here's my quote-unquote toppings, the condiments. So we'll get that set. We'll get this other bowl cleaned out here. There we go. Put that up there. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's a potato is one of those things that it's part of breakfast, which it was this morning. I fried up some potatoes. I put a little bit of diced ham on that. 4 sunny side up eggs on top of that. And that was a pretty good breakfast this morning. And if I actually, you know, if I had a, you know, if I was in a regular house kitchen, you know, I could make the potato soup 100% from scratch. I wouldn't be relying on, you know, a mix. But even for a mix, most potato soup recipes are pretty good. Yep. You know, the poutine is actually a little bit more heavy, I would say, than a loaded fry. You know, you get chili fries, you can get, loaded fries, loaded potato skins, but it's just a little bit heavier as a poutine is, especially if you have gravy on it. Now, Americans are more likely to put cheese on it, but those kooky French, they will willingly put a gravy on that. Let me see if I can find my sheet. So my Japanese vegetable knife, which is just a good overall knife, works pretty good. So the rest of the chicken that I didn't use, I had 3 thighs left after last night's dinner. I had 4 bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. I used 1 for dinner last night. I used basically a little less than 1 thigh here. Yep, that's coming along pretty good. So, the rest of the chicken thighs, about 2.5 chicken thighs, I already have cut up. I have sealed in a Ziploc bag, one of these little vacuum bags here, little food saver vacuum bags. Have that sealed up in there, so I'm going to get another 2 meals with those thighs. More than likely tomorrow, I'll make me a quick chicken curry. I'm going to stop by a Walmart or a grocery store, pick up some celery, some more onion, some carrot. I'll use my Instant Pot here. I'll use my Instant Pot here to make some rice. Yeah, cheese curds and gravy up here in Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin especially. That is always a big thing. Now, see, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. We like a little bit of gravy, but we're more likely, if on French fries, we're more likely to do cheese on French fries. More likely to do mustard, ketchup. That's where we're going to go more often not. French fries, more likely ketchup on French fries. I prefer mustard myself, but there you go. A little bit of chicken skin there for the old chef. All right, so like I said, we got everything pretty much set to go. This pan is nice and cool now, so we're going to set that out the way without burning anything up. There we go. Make it a little bit more comfortable. So, those of you who saw last night the little pepper grinder, this is not really for cooking. This is more of like on your plate, type grind. Let's see if we can capture it on film here. So, you see how fine that is. So, it's a really fine grind. I wish there was an adjustable version, a little bit larger, a little bit more volume, but it's a pretty neat little tool. Rattle Trap Fishing, how you doing? Anybody who wants to put their links up in the comments, feel free to do so. So, Rattle Trap, I went ahead and made you a moderator here. So, if you want to drop your link for your channels, everybody go ahead and do that. Linda, I thought I did. I thought I added you. Well, there you go, Linda. I made you one as well. Put a wrench onto everybody. Why not? So, for me, not this the weeks, a couple of weeks, ago, about a week and a half ago, I had no APU. I had no way to cook in the truck, and I felt absolutely miserable. I didn't have the AC, going, and it was 85, 86 degrees at night down in Florida and southern Georgia. So I wasn't exactly sleeping well. 2, I wasn't able to cook. So that means I ate out at the restaurants a lot. Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, the hot bar at the truck stop. It just wasn't good. Just was not. I was not happy. It was terrible food, overpriced, and it was just like, ugh. I ate it. I ate too many Subway sandwiches. That's about the healthiest thing I had was Subways. But once I got the APU fixed and fixed correctly, I can cook. I can sleep with some AC at night, or like yesterday morning. It was, I think it got down like to 58. Pardon me. Got down like to 58 degrees 2 days ago. I woke up, I actually had to turn the heat on in the morning. Which, that should have been the way it should always be, I don't care what anybody says. I like sleeping with a blanket. I like having a blanket on me when I sleep. It's one of them just psychological things that affects me. But just like with cooking, I don't feel right when I'm not sleeping with a blanket. When I'm not cooking at any point in time. All right, that is bubbling. Let's set that off to the side real quick. That is what we like. Well, in this truck, Pete Dog, unfortunately, this truck cannot go into Canada. For the simple fact that we are just almost we are right on the edge of the length restrictions. But the second and probably most important things, our speedometer is set too high. It's governed too high. So we cannot enter for the restrictions that Canada has. So in this truck at this company, coming to Canada is just not a thing. So we're stirring, got a little bit of, get those little brown, little bit of fond off the bottom there. There we go, looking good, looking good. So we're going to take a preliminary taste here. It's not going to be fully realized, the way it should be, but we're going to give it a taste. We'll adjust the seasoning as needed. Well, see, for me, I don't care what the temperature is. If I can cook, I will automatically feel better. The fact that that I won't be able to sleep as well will be mitigated by the fact that I can cook my own meals. I mean, I can cook some things that'll actually have a cooling effect, because I can do the different types of spices and, things like that. I have enough understanding of that. So it's looking good, looking nice and creamy. So that's looking good. All right. I'm going to take a small spoonful here. There you go. Let's give this a little taste test here. It's got a very mild scent to it. I'm trying to smell past the bacon that I put in there. Mr. Ross roams all the way from good old England. I enjoyed your last drive-through. It's always a pleasure for me, an Anglophile, to see that. Oh, no, Diana. I will never put broccoli into a soup like this. A broccoli and cheese soup by itself, yes, I would never put it into a potato soup. The broccoli, one, will overpower it. Two, now I have an attitude problem with broccoli. Every restaurant out there, that's their number one vegetable they go to, broccoli. I cannot go to a Denny's, a Huddle House, almost any restaurant. Oh, we have broccoli for a vegetable. I don't want broccoli. I want lima beans. I want green beans. I want peas. I want carrots. I want a vegetable mix. I want cauliflower. When was the last time you saw cauliflower on a menu at any restaurant? Butternut squash would work, definitely. Well, I got to tell you, this particular soup mix is very bland. Brussels sprouts. Ugh. So we're going to add a good amount of salt to this. That may seem a little too much for other people, but not for me. I enjoy tasting my food. So we're going to add. All right, let's take another taste test here. Now, we do still have to allow the flavors to mix. Peas I can do. Yeah, don't upset the Robert with the broccoli talk. I'm not too happy you mentioned Brussels sprouts, but I'll let that one slide. That's much better. Definitely need the broccoli. It may be good for me. I'm not going to deny that. I will not deny that broccoli can be good for you. A swift kick in the ass sometimes is good for people, but you don't often recommend that, All right. So we got a bit of That's good. And there's Cruiser Chris Network, World Network. Definitely go check him out if you would, please. But broccoli, I like broccoli. I'm not anti-broccoli. I'm not a broccoli hater by any stretch of the imagination. But broccoli is one of those vegetables that if I didn't see it again for another year, 2 years, I wouldn't be upset. like Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts, they're nothing but rotten little cabbages. That's all a Brussels sprout is to me. I just can't abide a Brussels sprout. It's like watermelon. It's one of those things that it's absolutely disgusting. All right, this has actually come together a little bit faster than I thought it would. So it's got a good creamy texture. So we're actually gonna turn this off. There we go. All right. Ooh, that's nice. Just a little bit of hint of that spice that comes from the pepper mixing with the salt. That's pretty dang good. I am not too upset with this particular brand of soup mix. It's called Wind and Willow. You might be able to find it on Amazon. I don't know. Well, like I said, sometimes people need a kick in the arse. Sometimes that's the best thing for them. They may not enjoy it. It's like taking medicine. You may not enjoy it, but sometimes you need a swift kick in the arse to get you going, to get you stopped from doing something stupid, just to wake you up. Some people do need that once in a while. So, I'm not denying there were many a times in my life when a good kick in the ass would have been the correct thing for me. All right, so even though this is not a Japanese or a Chinese dish, we're still going to use a nice, pardon me, a nice bowl to eat out of. So our soup is pretty much done, so we're going to take our chicken here. Take our already pre-cooked chicken. We're going to put that in the bowl. There we go. Get that set. There we go. Oh, we got to do a little bit of, got to do our cheese here. Whoop. That's trying to escape. There we go. We got to do one thing at a time. All right, so get our cutting board out here real quick. See if we can get this thing open here. There's a little tab here to hopefully open this up with. Screw it! We ain't gonna fumble around with that anymore. Margaret Storms! How you doing? We're not gonna mess around with that. We're just gonna do that. That'll open it up real quick. We ain't gonna fart around with it. All right, so a little bit of, now this is kind of substandard cheese, but we're gonna do what we can. There we go. Now I wish I had some already pre-shredded cheese, but make this nice and thin so this will melt nice and easy. This is about half of, this is about 1 ounce of cheese here. Now a real thing of cheddar would have been absolutely fantastic, but we'll set that right there. But we do what we can. We do what we can. Okay, so we got a nice bit of our chicken there. Find my ladle. There we go. Now remember, we got some. We got a little bit of bacon in there. We got a little bit of the. We got some a russet potato in here as well. So make sure we get the actual potatoes in there. Nope. We got a little bit of bacon in there already, flavoring everything. There we go. Set that off to the side there. Put the lid on so we don't spill it, hopefully, because that would be a real shame. Put that back where it belongs. Yes, I got that off of Amazon. Now, a good Japanese knife. If you look here, octagonal shape handle. There you go. Now, unfortunately, it did not come with a good scabbard. So this one's a magnetic scabbard. Doesn't quite fit perfectly, but if I'm going to take a knife and scrape some of that out on the inside so it fits in there perfectly. Other than that, not too bad. Thank you very much. Years and years of practice, no problem. We got all of our fingers and whatnot. All right, so we got our bowl here with our potato soup. We'll take a little bit of our bacon right on top. Take our green onion around the outside there, I think. Let's be a little fancy with it. Let's put a little more bacon right there. Why not? You didn't see that part? There we go. A nice old bowl of potato soup. A little bit of kernel corn in there would be really nice. It's called Wind and Willow, I believe. Like I said, I picked it up at Der Dutchman, which is a Amish restaurant in Belleville, Ohio. Yeah, Wind and Willow. Now, like I said, I prefer Bear Creek, which you can definitely get off of Amazon if I remember right. But I get that at Walmart, which is so easy. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the old Amazon here. Wind and Willow. They have dip mixes. Soup. Let's see, soup mix. Yep, they got. Let me turn down the brightness here. But right there, Wind and Willow. Soup mix right there. Available on Amazon. Tortilla, corn queso, soup mix, tomato soup, baked potato soup mix. I paid a lot less than what it is here on Amazon. They got $10, here on Amazon. I think I picked mine up for like $4 or $5. But whatever. Okay, Linda, settle down. So here we go. Let's take another look at that. Nice and creamy. Like I said, I added some chicken. Get a piece of chicken in there. There we go. That there. So I get a little piece of that cheese on the spoon as well. There we go. So a nice thing there. Yeah, that's what we need there, Cruiser Chris. No matter how old a man gets, he's still 8 years old. So a nice bowl of potato soup, which I've not had a potato soup in almost 4 years. So bon appetit. Outstanding. Like JJ used to say on Good Times, dynamite. Now, like I said, you make this a really thick chowder, especially during the wintertime. I will be picking up some potato soup mix for wintertime because a bowl of this, I don't care how cold it is outside, this will do the trick. Oh, that's good. So I'll have 3 good sized bowls minimum out of this Instapot here. 6 cups of water plus the additional ingredients I've added. And like I said, you can change this up and jazz it up any way you like it. You want to go more of a Mexican route, you can easily do that. Add some chili powder, some some jalapeno peppers to it. Stick that up there just for the moment. You can go more European with it. You can make it more of a thinner, like more consomme, just plain by itself. Don't add anything into it. You can add a lot more. You can make a cheese and potato soup. You can make a broccoli or a lima bean and potato soup. Really make it more like a porridge. Yeah, I mean, like I said, never allow the stupid recommendations on here to make you want to do it. Hell, I would take this, right? Add a lot more chicken, or even adding some big chunks of cubed up lamb that you've slowed cooked for a while. Put a pasta sauce in there. Make it like an Italian potato soup. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So, everybody who is anybody, which hopefully that's you. Let me see here. Margaret Storms, make you a moderator as well. Why not? Let everybody have a wrench there. So, even doing this with pumpkin and making it more like a dessert soup, some nutmeg, pumpkin, a little bit of cinnamon. You can make this like a sort of like an after entree soup. You can easily do that. But I'm going to enjoy it the way I got it. Which we're going to take our pepper mill here. Just a little touch of pepper on the top. Brighten it up a little bit. And we're going to call this one done. So hopefully everybody enjoyed this one. Like I said, it would have been a little bit longer if I had done all the prep work, as I was doing it. But since I got little things advanced, we got a little bit faster. So we are happy with the results. We're going to chow down here. Of Mr. T.J. Jones, the Bull of the Woods. It is outstanding. So like I said, we're going to have 3 good bowls this size. I mean, a bit of garlic bread on the side, good crusty bread, some fresh croutons on top. If I could have found a decent bread, I would have done that as well. It'd be almost close to perfect. But we'll take it as it is. And I'm going to say thank you to everybody for joining me. I do appreciate it. Diana SFNG, Ing, TJ Jones, Quay KH, Linda Barker, Margaret Storms, Cruiser Chris World Network, Linda Barker, Metal Music Maniac. You're always sneaking in there and I'm not seeing you. Sorry about that, Harry, but always happy to have you. Margaret Storms, definitely a pleasure. King and Queen Stacking, the Mr. Welkster, Ross Romes, all the way from jolly old England, Josh Wormkey, Pete Dog 389, Rattle Trap Fishing, thanks for coming in. I do appreciate it. Full Time Dream, go check out their RV channel. And and everybody else who had come in at one time or another. Sorry, I don't. So we will say thank you and God bless as always. Remember, live stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday where we're driving down the road. It's going to be at a random time, so I never know when I'm going to turn the camera on. I don't know. I do not have a load, so I don't know where I'm going. If I do get a load that's pretty close, we'll get there. We'll show a little bit of the loading. Live stream if I can. Otherwise, we might just be sitting here, and I might just turn the camera around in the driver's seat and just say hi and chit-chat a little bit. We don't know. So that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Next Saturday and Sunday, cooking again, typically 6 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully we aren't going to be, somewhere weird where that throws that schedule off or, whatnot. Yeah, I mean, just go up, no problem with that link. Like I said, I use Bear Creek. I like that one a little bit better. This one's good. I'm not putting this one down. This one just was a little bit too bland and needed a good deal more salt to be what I want it to be. But that's my taste buds. Go with what you know. So we're going to say good night. God bless. And hopefully we'll see some of you tomorrow. Same bat channel, different bat time. So everybody have a good night. Hopefully you like this recipe. And I'm going to be posting it afterwards again on Facebook to show the final thing. And we will go from there. Have a good night, all.